It improves the quality of and quantity of groundwater and reduces the soil erosion, storm runoff, flooding, and etc. The uses of rainwater are it can be stored and used for garden or crop irrigation, washing, cleaning, bathing, etc. So now I'll talk about the situations and types of measures for rainwater harvesting in these different countries. So first, the first comparison done is that how the situation of water is there in India, China, Brazil, and New Zealand. Like in India, the 18% of total world's population has the access to world's fresh water, while in China, it has 7% of global freshwater resources, and Brazil has 18% of world's total fresh water. And New Zealand has plentiful of rainfall in west and south, but their drinking water and stormwater networks are facing a crisis. The second comparison is that in India, only two cities get 24/7 supply. In China, the northern China has 40% of population, while only 19% of water resources are there. In Brazil, the semi-arid Brazil (SAB) has drought-stricken polygon, and it's a home to 18 million people. So there's a lot of water scarcity there. New Zealand has estimated 34,000 New Zealanders, which become ill by while drinking poor quality of water because they don't do the proper measures to clean the water. The third comparison is that how the government has taken steps in these four countries to for doing rainwater harvesting. So the Central Ministry for Drinking Water and Sanitation has prepared a conceptual document called the Master Plan for Artificial Recharge to Groundwater in India. In China, the government is attempting to divert water from Yangtze River to the Yellow River to provide water for northern regions. And in Brazil, the programs these two programs are being done to which aims to improve the conditions for the residents of SAB, the semi-arid Brazil. And in New Zealand, the government will create four publicly owned entities which will be owned by the councils on behalf of communities for doing rainwater harvesting. In India, the fourth comparison is that the state which has the most of the productivity in rainwater harvesting is Tamil Nadu. The China, they are doing rainwater harvesting from 1990s, and the government's strategy is being implemented of water harvesting and collection systems. In Brazil, the project aims to provide 1 million homes with rooftop rainwater harvesting systems. And New Zealand water services are publicly owned and locally managed by the people. In India, the common methods of doing rainwater harvesting is surface runoff harvesting, rooftop rainwater harvesting, recharge pits, etc. And in China, there is a project being implemented, the 1-to-1 project. Brazil, the project that I have mentioned in the third point, it is being successfully delivered, and the rainwater collection systems are being implemented. In New Zealand, water regulator ensures all the water standards are enforced. The sixth comparison is that in India, the parliament has introduced legislations for rainwater harvesting and storage bill in the Lok Sabha in 2016. It has already been done, and these are the states that have this legislations. The China has Chinese rural inhabitants have benefit from government funded programs. The government has funded the programs which allowed them to capture water during the rainy season and store it for later usage. Brazil, the success of project gained interest from Brazilian government. Um has provided the financial support to the project, the ASA project. The government has funded it. The government has announced a new way to ensure all communities have safe, affordable drinking water and wastewater, stormwater networks that protect our environment. The government has announced a new way for all that. In China, they have constructed water cellars, tanks, ponds, and other miniature water conservancy projects in water deficient areas for rainwater harvesting, and so that for because of it, they can use water for later use, and there is no more water scarcity there. In Brazil, in other parts of Brazil, such as these Porto Alegre, Sao Paulo, and etc., they have constructed rainwater harvesting systems, and the government has helped them. In New Zealand, half of all sewage plants may have to be upgraded in next decade to meet people expectations and stricter environmental regulations. So we can see that in India, most of the steps for rainwater harvesting has been done by the government. In China, some are in still progress and some has been done. In Brazil, the programs have already been announced, and the government is funding for the rainwater harvesting systems and to help the people. And in New Zealand, there is a lot of water scarcity, and it's very difficult for the people there, but still the government is doing many more things to do rainwater harvesting for the people, so that they have no any so that they can rainwater harvest the rainwater and then use it for themselves. So thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you, Anshul sir, for giving me this opportunity so that I can present my views on this topic. So this is my report on the comparative analysis on types of rainwater harvesting. Sir, मेरी वॉइस
हम्म
हो गई है आप साइड से.
कंटिन्यू बेटा.
Okay, so this is the introduction of rainwater harvesting and all that I've mentioned in the PPT already. How is it done? There are 7 ways that are taken in every country. It is being used, and in Brazil, India, and all that I have mentioned in the PPT, all the government, the steps taken by government and the people that are doing to harvest the rainwater uh, is being mentioned here in the report. And the conclusion for this rainwater harvesting PPT and report is that today most of the parts of the world are facing scarcity of water. Taking up rainwater harvesting is necessary for survival. Natural resources come in abundance, but they cannot be produced. Attempts need to be made to collect and harvest it at an individual level, and that is why rainwater harvesting is very crucial at this moment, uh, as we can see. Now I'll present the second PPT, the house map PPT. So this is what we can do. We can harvest rainwater at our homes. This is my house map, as you all can see. So I have put two methods to in which I can do rainwater harvesting in at my home easily. So the first is install a rain barrel. We can harvest rainwater at home by making a rain barrel with an old drum linked to a pipe fitted to collect rainwater from the rooftop of the house. To prevent the barrel from becoming a mosquito breeding ground, fasten a tight fitting top to it and screen the ends of the downspouts leading into the barrels, or simply add a tablespoon of vegetable oil to the stored rainwater. It coats the water surface and kills lava by depriving them of oxygen. So basically, this is a DIY thing to do for harvesting the rainwater at your homes easily. Second is also a DIY, do it yourself thing. That's to build a rain saucer. Looking like an upside down umbrella, the rain saucer unfolds to form a funnel which fills the containers. The containers can be old drums or dustbins that are old. You can use them, and they can be filled with rainwater. Since this is easy to deploy system, catches rain straight from the sky, it also decreases the chances of contamination. So these were the two steps that I can do at my home easily. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.